like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
It seems we lose the game before we even start to play. Who made these rules? We're so confused. Easily led astray.
Yeah, I be on Bigo primarily. But I know that there's people that they don't use Bigo. They don't like the Bigo platform. Instagram seems to be more popular, but I appreciate that, Jayla. You know, it depends on who you ask. It depends on who you ask. I said, let me kick it on Instagram real quick for the people that don't rock with Bigo like that. What's up, Crown Adjusted? How you doing? So let me kick it on Instagram real quick. Build it back up on Instagram for the people that don't do Bigo. Some people just don't like Bigo, you know. Just like you got people that like Xbox, some people don't like PlayStation. Some people like Pepsi, some people like Coke, you know. I want to engage with as many people as I can. I get it, Jayla. I get it. So I'm going to engage with as many people as I can for as long as I can. Looking back, I wish I would have kept my other page. Now I got to build everything back up from scratch. But that's okay. I don't mind it. Bigo does have a lot of things going on, you know. No, I don't mind, Jayla. I don't mind, man. I rock with people and try to distinguish between, I mean, it's not really hard to distinguish between the people that, you know, are legitimately interested in this story and those that already have their mind made up about what they witnessed over the years, and that's fine. I also keep a gap between myself and the people I meet online, because at the end of the day, the truth of the matter stands. No matter how nice you is, no matter how cool you seem, I don't know you and you don't know me, so we got to make sure that that's out front. Can you stream simultaneously on Bigo and IG? I don't think so. It's either one or the other. If that's possible, I don't have any awareness of how to do that. So I'll just do both of them. And I understand that.
Y'all, if you're catching this at the premiere, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Be sure to smash that like button for me one time on your way in or on your way out. If you're catching this on the replay, what up, replay gang? Y'all know how it is. Y'all know I rocks with y'all. Y'all already know what to do. Go ahead and drop me a comment, smash that like button, and share. All right, y'all, let's get back.
And I understand that I look at this from a longevity standpoint. The people who indirectly are involved with carbonation, y'all's attachment to it is not equivalent to mine. you perceive carbonation through a screen, whether that be a phone or a computer. I lived it. So 15 years from now, there's a good chance that you won't be talking about this, but I will. And I realize that every day there's somebody who's new to carbonation, what it was, what it isn't. And so I want to make sure that I talk about this as much as I can, because the more I talk about it, the better I become at articulating what it was that people seen versus what I experienced. I'm noticing that people usually ask the same questions over and over and over again. And as I answer those questions and as I learn more information from my research, my ability to answer those questions become more refined. I look at people who was involved with Jim Jones, People's Temple. They committed mass suicide in 1978. And there's people who are still doing documentaries, still doing interviews about Jim Jones. Now, I don't know to what trajectory carbonation will reach, but the thing about it is that my opinion and my experience and my viewpoint of carbonation will always be more valuable than somebody who watched it on a phone. If you watch carbonation on a phone, if you watch carbonation on your computer, nobody's going to call you for an interview. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's really going to... Somebody who's doing a documentary isn't going to consider your perspective valuable, because you really have no idea what it is you're talking about. What's up, JD Love? How you doing tonight? It's not so much annoying, Jayla. It's not annoying, because people want to know. And usually when people want to know something, they seek the people who they feel will have the ability to give them the most credible answer. I appreciate that, Tisha. I'm good, JD Love. Thank you for asking. What you been thinking about, Tisha? I seen that little 100 go across the screen. It's not annoying, Jayla, because I really value being able to answer questions for people who are genuinely interested in understanding our situation and cults as a whole. Because I think that the popularity of cults is gaining traction, especially with Netflix having such a large collection of documentaries pertaining to that particular topic. Your iPad keep freezing. You must got that old iPad then, man. Does it amaze you at how many people are still interested in carbonation? No. I can completely understand why people are interested.
I first took interest into carbonation when I saw Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, and learned that he was more than half of the age of many of the individuals living around him. And I had a serious problem with that because, I'm from the old school. We already know what it is. If you older, you running game. Whether you a male or female, you older, you know more than the person that you dealing with. And when I seen Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, acting like he was and carrying on and doing all this extra sugar honey iced tea, I was like, oh yeah, he running a cult. This is straight up cult.
I can completely understand why people are interested in it because it's saturated with so much content. We're talking about 7 years worth of shenanigans. And then you also have an entire world that wasn't captured on video. What's going on, Anita? At what point do you think it started to become more controlling? I think that was the motive from the door. I have a trailer to how to be a cult leader on my page right now. And one of the things that is mentioned in that trailer is that people have to think that you mean well. You can't have cult members feeling manipulated. I think that Mr. Bishop's agenda from the door was to create an atmosphere in which he was revered as the absolute leader or godlike figure amongst the group. In the trailer at the very
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but your boy Aaron, aka True, is coming to some tough realizations with what he went through. He's realizing that Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, was playing in his face from the jump.
in the trailer at the very end, it also says that if cults advertised what they were really about, nobody would join. And I realized that a lot of supporting the idea of what they think it is from the presentation that they've seen in certain videos. Oh yeah, I appreciate that, Tisha. The 3 videos that I've posted on my channel, I feel like they are a really good introduction for people who are interested in the psychology of cult leaders and cult members. It's easy to dismiss what you're seeing as a group of people who either, one, there's a theory that we knew what we were doing and we're running because the police got involved, but this isn't the first time the police got involved, and this wasn't the first time that we've been arrested. And not only that, after the cult leader was arrested, I stayed for 5 additional months. But people are entitled to their opinions and their theories about what they're looking at. Oh yeah, I remember the first day like it was yesterday, Jayla. I used to hear people say cults all the time. I used to see people comment on videos about cults, and I used to see them be in the chat referring to us as a cult. But it was not until I left in September, at the end of September, that I decided to investigate what a cult was for myself. And the patterns I found aligned perfectly with what it was that I experienced in the group. What's up, Bradley? Ain't nothing happened to Bigo. I just know that there's people on Instagram who don't use Bigo, and so I want to have an avenue in which I engage with people on Instagram as well. Well, yeah, that's the part about it. That's the dangerous part about somebody who is a sociopath or a psychopath, is that they either, one, won't admit that they were wrong or that they have faults, or either they are unaware and don't perceive their behavior as destructive. So they're equally dangerous. You cannot change if you have an inability to identify that a change needs to be made. And that's the difference between cult leaders and cult members and ex-members, is that ex-members recognize their flaws in the group, they disassociate with the group, and they disengage from the behavior. But when you're a cult leader and an active cult member, you have yet to come to terms with what you were doing.
All right, y'all, go on ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
And see it as something that was negative and abusive. Really, that's crazy, Infinite 14. I've been watching since I was in high school. I always wanted y'all to leave. That's crazy that high school people are watching this. That's crazy. Oh, I'm glad I was able to leave too, DP. As soon as I knew you left, I cried. What does NGL mean? I'm not hip to NGL. Oh, JD Love, you lushy May. I'm in college now. That's crazy. I want to know, why did y'all watch for so long? Because I've never been engaged with somebody. Oh, not gonna lie. Okay. I've never been engaged with somebody else's life to that degree. What made y'all watch for X amount of years? Or were you on and off tuning in? Because I've met people that have tuned in and out, and I've met people that have literally followed every single event. And I want to know how has carbonation affected you in your life? What do you mean by that, Chrissy? You can relate. You was invested because of disbelief. Got it. Mind control is definitely intriguing. I've looked back at some of the videos and myself, I can completely understand how what you're watching is almost like too ridiculous to be true. Okay, Jayla, you thought that there was an actual mission going on. So, Lisa, you're saying you knew it was a cult from the gate. The teachings. The crazy part about it is when it comes to the teachings, look at what they've done for the person who's teaching you. I'm still not convinced. That's interesting, Lisa. I'm still not convinced as to if he knew what he was doing or if he just has the mindset that all cult leaders have. I don't know if he set out to have a cult. Oh, young Pharaoh, that's right. I've wondered how a person could attain that type of power. Interesting.
Now, y'all all know how I do. I stay trolling. I stay in people's stories on IG. And the other day, I was checking out Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. Three Gods page. And this is what the ladies have been posting. That they miss him and they love him. Yada, yada, yada. What they need to do is pack their stuff up and go on home to their families. Aya, a.k.a. Portia Wade. Malia, a.k.a. Tanisha Dulay, go home to your children. Yeah, it's time to go. Y'all, please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go on ahead and subscribe.
Could attain that type of power. Interesting. Exactly, DP. And not only did we ask for Babylon money, we also shopped at Babylon grocery stores. I got you, Chrissy. How long did you watch for? You know, I wonder if I could talk to somebody who's a psychologist or a therapist to get to the bottom of some of these unresolved questions. Is charisma a necessary trait to control people? From the research I've gained, yes. Years religiously. I also want to ask y'all, what do y'all think is going to be the conclusion to this case? What do y'all think? I know nobody's in here. I don't imagine that anybody in here is a lawyer or a judge. But just with the experience that you have, what do you think will be the outcome of this case? Yeah, I believe charisma is a necessary element. Jim Jones had it. Charles Manson had it. It's a necessary element. Charisma allows people to believe that you mean well by them. You can't blatantly reveal that your intent is malicious. It's like a salesman. They have to make you feel good about the purchase you're buying, even though they know you more than likely don't have the income to afford it. Or maybe even a salesman has to make you feel like this is a good car, even though they know it's terribly overpriced. Yeah, I think so, Tisha. I think a lot of people were blinded by the advertisement and the promotion. I mean, how many people really have an understanding of cults to the degree that they would be able to recognize the patterns of one? That's crazy, Chrissy. Exactly, Chrissy. We sold a dream. this is a major element the case is a major element as far as closure for me, and I would imagine other people as well, not just the people who were directly involved, but those who are indirectly involved as well. Do you think some people want to be controlled? No. What's healing about it, Tisha? Well, I tell you this, Chrissy, I don't argue with folks. Oh, the website is back up. Okay. Interesting. I would check that out later. You know, I don't have no bone in my body that makes me want to argue with somebody or get them to relinquish their stance on what it was they seen. If you think the women there want to be controlled, that's fine. That's perfectly fine with me. Because I have pride.
I don't believe that the remaining women actually want to be controlled. I believe that these women truly believe that they're doing the right thing. They think that Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, is the return of Christ. And it looks like they're in for the long haul, like they're really dug in. Ephru, aka Caleb Buckner Goodwin, Aya, aka Portia Wade, Zoka, aka Jayon Marie Hamilton Townsend, and Malia, aka Tanisha Dulay, have no intentions of leaving anytime soon. And that's the saddest part of the whole situation.
Because I have priorities, and convincing people that they didn't see what they think they saw, or that people have no idea what they're talking about, it's not one of them. No, I get it, Chrissy. I just have to say that for myself out loud because it's easy to get into a tongue wrestling match on social media. And the thing about it, Jayla, is that what you have seen them go through is only a fraction of the total picture. I agree, Infinite 14. I think there's a distinct difference between people wanting to be led and mentored and controlled. I don't think no human wants to be controlled. Look at children. They want to do what they want to do. I think it's innate that humans don't want to be controlled. To be led and guided and mentored is a whole nother thing. I think that somebody's soul redemption, I think that they're going to have some type of hardship, whether that be financially or judicially. Oh, definitely, Lisa. Very good. Part of brainwashing is that you're conditioned to believe that you're making your own choices. Very good. Very good. You know what I'm saying? That's funny, Tisha. People often consider some of the people in Carbonation, loyal, or, like you said, riders. But what you was watching was not loyalty, but it was extreme delusion. Well, that's your perspective, Chrissy. You can have it. That's fine. I definitely don't agree. And we can still exist in the same space and not agree at the same time. And I don't think you understand that you wasn't watching those women be controlled. They were being abused. And I don't understand how anybody wants to be abused. I don't understand how those two concepts can exist simultaneously. But yeah, back to your question as to what do I think it's going to take for them to go home. Some type of financial hardship, or I even take it as far as that they probably won't leave until they realize that it's going to be a long time before he comes out of them, out from behind them bars. But here's my thing, Lisa, as far as getting people to understand what it was that we experienced. A lot of y'all women in here have experienced childbirth or pregnancy. There's no book, there's no video, there's no images that I can be provided to understand that experience. That experience is exclusive to you, and I will never have knowledge of that other than the acquisition of information. Because you can't transfer that experience to me, I will never fully be able to connect or relate to what it is that you went through. And so therefore, the same thing persists as it pertains to being in a cult. I can tell you about the books, I can tell you about the documentaries, but unless you were there, there will always be a disconnect between you being able to understand what it was like going into it, what it was like being in it, and what it was like coming out of it. There's a 3-part process to a cult: the indoctrination, the involvement, and the exit. Not so much infinite. I appreciate that, Anita. Watching has given me a different level of empathy for people. That's great. That's excellent. Do you often reflect now? Yeah, that's funny because as much as we said reflection, we never did it. The abuse was a part of it, but I think that the main factor that allowed me to give up my power is because I believed I was joining a group that had my best interests in mind. And when you are a part of a group that you feel like has your best interest in mind, you let your guard down. When you go to church, you don't have your guard up because you feel like this is a place of worship. You feel like you can trust your pastor. You feel like you can trust the people in there. So when you're in that position, you're more subject to manipulation than you would be in an atmosphere where you know something bad could potentially happen to you. When you look at the way Carver Nation was being advertised and promoted when I got there, I had no idea that I was walking into something completely different. So my guard and my ability to look for these types of things wasn't present because I thought that this was my family. I thought that this was my tribe. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, that's very good, Lisa. I think that that's a very critical component. Humanizing the people involved, because a lot of people view us as if we're these characters in a part of some type of scripted reality show. Yeah. That's a very good point, Lisa. Humanizing the people involved. It's very good. Very good. Because I realize there's people that don't want to let true go. they really don't want to let that go. They need to keep this idea running in their head of how they were introduced to me. Yeah, I don't know Tisha because I don't know what other events that could have potentially happened that could have led me to the same conclusion I reached after he was arrested. Because you noticed, if you've been watching for a while, you noticed that his antics began to escalate over time. I mean, Atlanta was alcohol, weed smoking, and people getting slapped on camera. A lot of the abuse that occurred prior wasn't being recorded. But it was almost as if he actually thought he was untouchable. I personally believe that like anybody, the more somebody gets away with something, the more they want to see how much they can get away with it. You know what I mean? The more they get away with it, the more they want to see what else they can get away with. So I think that he was getting a thrill of not only being able to do this, but being able to do this on camera and do it in the United States. So like somebody mentioned earlier, I think that it was all designed to feed a God complex. Definitely, Lisa. Yeah, definitely. He got bolder and more aggressive the more he got away with it. Precisely. Yeah, the sleep deprivation, the repetition. Y'all, I don't know if y'all have seen the video that I posted on my page. It's a reel. It's two people with baby blue shirts on and it has cult member written over it. And they describe the process of starting your own cult and the things that can be done to get somebody to begin questioning their own thought process in exchange for the thought process of somebody else who's claiming to be more knowledgeable than them. Definitely, Jayla. The thing about it is that's not the first time Tanisha has ran. Tanisha has left multiple times. But the thing about it is that until you can leave physically all you want, but until the psychological separation occurs, you're more than likely always to return back to the cult. There has been physical separation with all of the women that are there. All four of them have left at one point or another. But the psychological separation has not occurred. And it is the psychological attachment that keeps them there even though he's in jail. I don't care what nobody says. I'm looking forward to at least one of them. Can I just get one of the women to leave? God dang it. Now I feel like I'm watching Carbonation from my screen. It would really, really just make my day if just one of them left and told their story from a clear-minded perspective. And I actually believed that they would leave after I left. No, I can't be angry with somebody that's retarded. If I'm angry, that's only eating me up. Just like when you hungry, I don't feel it. Me carrying around anger could end up being projected onto my son and my wife, and they don't deserve that.
All right, y'all, go on ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
Me being angry is not going to produce the verdict I want. Me being angry ain't going to make his head hurt or his back hurt or his stomach hurt. Carrying around anger is me torturing myself after leaving the cult. I'm good. I'm good on that angry mess. Anger only burns you up from the inside out. What has been done has been done. I can't take it back. Nobody can take it back. It can't be erased. So I came to peace with it. What's done is done. I'm going to keep saying it. I say it every day if I want to, because this is my life. I'm not talking about what I looked at through a screen or what I heard through the grapevine. I'm waiting on this trial. And I'm waiting on these women to leave. That's all I'm waiting on, my boy. Waiting on this trial. And I'm waiting on the women to leave. And I would love, I'm going to be all ears to hear their story from an authentic space. No more universe, no more Babylon, no more GMO, no more white supremacy. Tell the world what really happened. It's going to be so refreshing. It's going to be like some ice water on a sunny day. It's going to be like a cool breeze in the summertime. It's going to be like hot chocolate on a cold December night. What if they never tell their story? That'll be such a tragedy. No more fifth house. No more solar return. No more moon conjunct Venus. Just tell what happened from an authentic space. No, there are no teachings in carbonation. There's a difference between teachings and talking. Mr. Bishop was in Mexico, and it ended in police involvement. Mr. Bishop was in Nicaragua. They ended in police involvement. Mr. Bishop was in Panama. They ended in police involvement. Mr. Bishop was in Hawaii. They ended up in police involvement. Mr. Bishop was in Atlanta. They ended in police involvement. All this knowledge, and it seems that it keeps bringing you to the police. I know Negroes in the street that don't know nothing about melanin or science, and they can tell you how to get to jail. So my thing is, if you want to know where taking somebody's advice is going to get you, look at where they at. So I don't want to hear nothing about no knowledge. I don't want to hear nothing about no teachings. It ain't no teachings. It ain't no knowledge. It's just talking. Forget the glamour and the flash. Look at where the person is going. Look at where they at. And that'll tell you what's really there. After the trial, are you going to come and speak more in depth? I don't know. That's like people trying to tell you what they would do if somebody break in their house. You don't know until it happened. There's so many variables around the trial. You know, What is the outcome of the trial? How much time is he going to get? You know, those types of things could completely change my course of action following it. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to the trial, though. And I expect, even though I expected it to... well, you know what? It's funny because I would say that I expect the trial to happen next year, but I expected it to happen this year. Am I going to go to the trial? The only way I'll go to the trial is if they need me there. Otherwise, I don't have no intent of going to the trial. I'll watch it online. I'll watch it online. We'll see when that time get here. Hopefully, how I say, cross my fingers, hope to die. Hopefully, we get a trial and a verdict next year. And hopefully it be online. Cross my fingers. Hopefully it be online. And that's just today, Jayla. I might go. Today, right now, where I stand, is I don't plan on going. I'm not understanding what you mean, Chrissy. I don't... What makes you think I'm not done with True now? My name's Aaron. My name's Aaron. True don't exist. True is a concept that existed in the cult leader's mind and continues to exist in other content creators' mind. My name Aaron. Nah, I'm going to continue to speak on it. I heard the Law and Crime Network would cover the trial online. You know, see, there's one thing. People hear a lot of stuff. But what's actually going to be, I don't know. I can find out, though, for myself, but you know what? I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to find out tomorrow. It really ain't been that big of a deal to me because I'm probably not going to start investigating the details of the trial until the actual date get posted. Now, when that date get posted, it's on like popcorn. I don't know how long I'll speak on this. Like I told you, there's people still speaking on Jim Jones. There's people still speaking on Jim Jones. And that was 1978. I might talk about this for the rest of my life. Kivana, yeah, good looking out, Kivana. Yeah, I seen that too. I'm telling you, Infinite. Yeah, we're going to check that out. That's next Friday, Kivana. We're going to check that out. What's up, Shacks or Shakes? Which one is it, Shacks or Shakes? The thing about the bond is that you're attempting to get bond, but nothing has changed about your circumstances. Shakes, all right, Shakes. In order for a bond to be reconsidered, the circumstances from your previous denials would have had to change. Literally, there has been no change in the reasons why the bond has been denied the previous 3 or 4 times. I don't even remember if it's 3 or 4. But they have to continue to keep hope alive, because if you lose hope, you're going back to where you came from. So they're hanging on to hope. Poppy's been coming home soon for almost 2 years now. You know, they manifesting. They manifesting. And another thing, too, about anger and resentment, I feel like people hang on to anger and resentment when they feel like they're waiting on the other person to apologize and acknowledge what they did for them to move forward. I don't let somebody else hold the power for me to move forward. If I wait on Mr. Bishop to acknowledge his faults in the situation in order for me to move forward, I'll never move forward. That's what they call him. 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 Come on, man. If I'm waiting on Mr. Bishop to admit he was wrong in order for me to move forward and let go of resentment and anger, I'll be 105. I'll be 105. And one of the most popular questions people ask me is, will you ever talk to him again? The thing about it is that how can I engage in conversation with somebody whose mind says, I didn't do nothing to these people? All right, my boy. So you just let me know where you at. And by you letting me know where you at, if I engage in conversation with you, then I'm doing myself a disservice. I'm telling you, it ain't happening, Shakes. It's not happening. It's not happening, man. But it's all good. I don't need it. I don't need it. If I needed him to do something or say something in order for me to move forward, then that would mean that he still possessed power over me. Then I might as well still be in the cult if that's the case. I made you spill your herbal oil. How'd that happen? But I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all remember that feeling you felt when you was a kid waiting on Christmas to get here? And it'd be like every day it got closer to Christmas, the longer the days felt. That's how I feel when that's how I feel when it comes to the conclusion of this case. I'm like, bruh. That's how I feel waiting on these women to leave. It's like, oh my goodness. It's like counting individual sand grains at the beach. It feels like I'm counting to.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but nobody, and I mean nobody, better not hold their breath waiting for any of these ladies to leave, because like I said, they're dug in. They are deep in. I think the only one who may have some cracks going on there is Zoka, aka Jayon Marie Hamilton Townsend, and then Ephraim, aka Kayla Buckner Goodwin. Those are the only two that I feel have a slight potential of leaving before the case goes to trial.
It feels like I'm counting to 1 trillion. You think he got a chance of winning the case? I mean, it's impossible to say that there's no chance. That would just be ignorant of me. There's always a chance. There's a chance you can hit the lottery every time you buy a ticket. But is the chances looking good is the question. The question ain't if there's a chance. The question is, what are the chances? Thanks, Kivana. This trial never started. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks. Hey, I would love to see that, Infinite. I really would. I would really love to see that. I personally believe, like Lisa said, that the people of DeKalb County, after they are presented with the evidence, I don't think that they will have compelling doubt in their mind about who this person is and what they're capable of. I don't think they're going to be like, I don't know. I personally feel like this is completely subjective, but I feel like, well, it's not completely subjective because I'm also basing it upon the evidence that they have. But I believe that DeKalb County, the judicial system, and the people of DeKalb County will deliver justice. I really believe that. I really believe it. I don't think that this is going to be a letdown for us. I really don't, man. And I think that it's taking long because it's going to be so sweet when it all finally does come to an end. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet, man. It's going to be sweet. Exactly, Jayla. I've taken the liberty to look at her resume as well, and she's not a rookie. I won't never mention her name, but me and you are talking about the same person, Jayla. I didn't know Black Hammer had a trial. What is it on? I'm not even familiar with Black Hammer, Lisa. I probably need to, huh? Oh, definitely, Tisha. That's a major part of it. It's called triangulation. And you have to also understand that those women are in a game with each other, a competition with each other as to who can outlast who. Because none of them want to be labeled the weak one or the one who quit or turned their back on the Christ. All of these thought-stopping cliches. They're in a competition with each other to outlast. It's almost like Survivor. Outwit, outlast, outplay. No, she's not a rookie, Jayla. She's not a rookie at all. Interesting, Lisa. I gotta check them boys out. When has their trial been scheduled? And what are their charges? What are their charges? Black Hammer. apparently there's a cult called Black Hammer. I heard the name, but I didn't investigate into who they were and what they were about. No, I think this is very important, Infinite. This is very important. This is very important for me. And I've been ruled by the opinion of somebody else for too long. I got it. I got it, Lisa. Appreciate it. Yeah, I could. Yeah, why you playing, Tisha? It's funny, but it ain't funny. But that's gonna be the route they would have to take. Okay, all right, Lisa. Yeah, them boys. That's some serious charges. Them ain't no joke. Oh, thank you, Jayla. Yeah, it took me 15 years to get a 2-year degree, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm 81 credits into a bachelor's degree, so we're coming pretty close up on that, but no rush. No rush. How many credit hours is that? 39. About to be 36 after this class. It's been great. All right, y'all. We're coming up on a few minutes remaining. I'm going to end it here. I appreciate y'all joining me tonight or this evening, wherever you at in the world. And I'll see y'all next time. I spend most of my time on Bigo, but I will continue to come over here and develop this page and engage with those who rather not be on Bigo. Oh, my Bigo is just Aaron Dixon. The women believe that he's getting out on the 3rd. All right, we'll see. They've been believing for almost 2 years now. Shows you how effective belief is. We'll see. Next Friday, November the 3rd. Definitely 7 pounds. There's no point to raise your blood pressure for no reason. The only time I need my blood pressure to rise is if I'm being chased by something. Other than that, we can save the kicking and the screaming for the people who need to be noticed on social media. All right, man. Y'all enjoy y'all night, bro.
What is true?
Gotta know the truth, y'all.
It seems we lose the game before we even start to play.
Not our game.
Who made these rules? We're so confused. Easily led astray. Let me tell you that everything is everything. Everything is everything. Everything is everything. Everything. After winter must come spring. Everything is everything.
Yeah. Our philosophy, possibly speak tongues, beat drums at Abyssinian Street Baptist. Rap this and fine linen from the beginning. My practice extending across the atlas. I begat this, flipping in together on the dirty mattress. You can't match this, rapper / actress, more powerful than